gluten morning bread buddies. It's quite early on a Wednesday morning and I'm up early because we are doing, I think I mentioned this on the Manchester vlog, we're doing a breakfast club in the office. We do this monthly anyway, but a lot of the time they just get in a BAP, like a breakfast BAP. I think I showed that before on a different vlog as well when I've been in the office with you guys. And every so often, we always like to do something a bit different. I normally get involved and me and the office managers, we just do something a little bit more special. And I saw on Lily Pebble's vlog that she did make her home into a cafe situation in partnership with the King's Trust. And it's to basically raise money. And I said to the office managers, why don't we do that for one of the breakfast clubs? They were so on board with it, really good. So I said, I will do a couple of things to bring in, and they were going to get some really good pastries. I think they've ordered pastries from Gales. So it should be really good, and that's happening tomorrow. So I thought we could prep now before I start my workday, everything that's needed. I'm doing a few things. I'm doing a matcha chia pudding and some tiramisu overnight oats, which will be delicious. I'm also going to do, which is what I'm starting now, a focaccia, because I want to do this for a Sourdough Sundays episode. And the great thing about going into the office, also the warm space that I go to, is that it allows me to recipe test and then offload all of the items that I make for people, make to someone else. So I thought, let's do a Sourdough Sundays episode of a focaccia that I wanted to recipe test, and then I can offload it to people in the office, which is great. So that's kind of like an accidental extra. So we'll feed this first. This is my sourdough starter. I actually had this out yesterday because I was baking a loaf to take to my sister-in-law's. So I'm going to stay at her house tomorrow again. So this has been sat out room temperature all night. And we've got 78 grams of the starter. And I want to make, do I want to make 2 focaccias? I may as well, because I might then film another Sourdough Sundays. I'm just like, because I want to do a flavoured focaccia sourdough. I have an idea to do a curried one because we have some leftover curry sauce in the fridge. So maybe I'll do like 2 birds, 1 stone and film a Sourdough Sundays episode of just a basic focaccia with like olive oil, sea salt, rosemary, and then at the same time film the curried one. Normally I'd feed my starter on a 1-1-1 ratio, so 78 grams of starter, 78 grams of flour, 78 grams of water, but we'll do it on a 1-2-2 to allow me enough starter to basically bake enough focaccia. I'm going to do 78 grams of strong white bread flour. I've talked about the Waitrose Essentials strong white bread flour before. It is, for me, the best. It is such a good high protein level per 100 grams. If you're into baking, if you're into making sourdough, really recommend getting the Waitrose Essential. It's like £1.20 for 1.5 kilogram, really good. Also M&S do a good one as well actually. Their very strong Canadian one is really good, and I think that's something like £1.70. So I'm going with 78 grams of strong white bread flour and 70 grams of rye and lukewarm water. We need 78 grams times by 2. I am not good at maths, so I will just do 78 grams. I'll tar this and then do another 78 grams. I'm sure if you're good at maths, you're probably screaming right now as to what the actual amount is. We'll just give this a mix and I'll put the elastic band around it. If you're into making sourdough and if you've seen anyone making it before, you essentially need to wait for your starter, which is this guy here, which is your natural rising agent. So normally in bread you'd use yeast. This has enough bacteria from fermentation to create the rise in the dough, and sourdough is literally just 3 ingredients: flour, water, salt. 4 if you think about the starter, but the starter is flour and water mixed together, so I still always class it as just 3 ingredients. But we're just going to mix this together, and my starter tends to come to peak within 4 hours or so. So hopefully by around lunchtime, maybe just before, we should be able to do that. I actually have quite a bit that I want to do on my lunch break today. I've got a warm space bake to take down. I'll see if I can take you down with me, because I share my warm space bakes on TikTok a lot, and I never bring you along only because I don't want to impose on people's privacy that much. But I'll see if I can take you along and not get any faces is, because it is a really cute little space, so I do have quite a bit I want to get done on my lunch break today. I need to like run down to the warm space, then I need to film these focaccias. So I'm going to see if I can blitz through that on my lunch break. Right, that there, I find the best place is in the oven with the light bulb setting on. Just put it in there and just like a loose lid over the top. That's done. Right, now for the bits for the breakfast club. I was given by the office manager, so I asked them to order these off Amazon. Don't these look great? These little pots with silicone lids, just off of Amazon. I'll put the link below because I think they're, if you go into an office and you want to make yourself some overnight oats, to take that in, I think that's really, really handy. So we've got all of these, and I've been trying to work out if I should make this chia pudding and overnight oats and put them into these pots and take them in done. I do want to layer them with some other things that I would do in the office so they don't get all like messed up. Lauren says that I should just keep them like this and then take the oats and the chia pudding in and construct it there. But I'm just like worried about the amount of containers, the amount of stuff I have to take in with me, because I have to take this bag here with the jars in. I've got my suitcase as well because I'm staying at my sister-in-law's house for a couple of nights. I mean, I guess I could see if I could fit things in maybe I could fit the jars in the suitcase. I'm gonna have to pack later and see how this is gonna work, because I do this all the time. I'll be like, yeah, not a problem. I'll like do XYZ for bake sales or breakfast clubs, and then I end up making life really difficult for myself. I also get so many questions about this bag whenever I share it on any socials, and my friend actually got it for me from, I think it's Greenwich Market she got it from. I will see if I can find it and link it below. I'm pretty certain they have these on Etsy as well. They're made with Indian quilts. It's such a good bag for shopping and you wanting to look good. Like when I go to a farmer's market, this is the bag I take because it looks so good. Let's do the matcha chia seed pudding first. This is a recipe that I use all the time, but I've just like written it down here for ease. But we need 8, and I'm making these all vegan as well, so that it's more inclusive for everyone. And I think when you can make something vegan and it doesn't impact on flavour or efforts or cost, make it vegan, why not? So we need 8 cups of oat milk. Also, I'm always really big on making sure when we do things like this that I don't include anything with nuts. So if I was making this myself, I would actually, I mean, I like oat milk, but I'd probably use almond milk just because I quite like almond milk. But because of allergies in the office, we're doing nut-free. What was that, 3rd cup? We need 8. And this is going to make 16 portions. So we're going to do 16 portions of the matcha chia pudding and 16 portions of the tiramisu overnight oats. So if you wanted to make this recipe, divide it by 8, and that would do 2 portions. 38 tablespoons, which comes to 448 grams of chia seeds. I just love chia seed pudding as well, for having it as like a little breakfast dessert. 32 grams of matcha powder. I actually really don't like matcha. It just tastes like grass to me. I personally really don't understand how people like it. Matcha, like £10. That's the other thing. I don't like matcha. Like, it costs so much money. That's 10 quid for like 30 servings. And then we need 160 grams of maple syrup. 163. And that's it for the matcha chia pudding. We'll give that a whisk, let that sit in the fridge, and then I'll decide later on if we're going to put this into a container to take in and do it in the office, or if I'll put it straight into those pots. That's all done. Looks super appetizing. That'll go into the fridge. And my plan with that, actually, I used some of this in a birthday cake for Florence when I did a Black Forest Gatto for him. This is, so, if you're ever making a dessert and you need a compote or something, or like something to go on, like a coulis kind of thing, these are so, like, they're so good. So my plan is to do the matcha in the pot, then have this cherry on top, maybe then some yogurt on top of that, so it's like green, red, cream, like white. We'll see how much yogurt I have, because I also want to use it for the overnight oats. But even just the matcha and that together, I think in a little jar will look really good. Okay, so for the tiramisu overnight oats, 8 teaspoons of coffee powder, like espresso powder. We'll do 9 because I think let's do 10. And I think when you do flavour, do flavour. So we've got 10 teaspoons of espresso. And again, this serves 16. So if you wanted to do this yourself, I'd divide this by 8. And you would get enough for 2 portions. So we'll do 10 espresso cups.
That'd be double shot.
Would it?
Yeah.
That'd be a double?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we'll do 5 of these. We'll give that a little whisk and then let that cool down whilst we build out the rest of it. So we again need 8 cups of oat milk. And then we need 8 cups of oats as well. Perfect. And then 8 tablespoons of maple syrup into that. And then 2 teaspoons of salt and then that coffee, and then that's just mixed together and left. It's gonna be 8 tablespoons of chia seeds. I think someone's at the door because always she's barking. That coffee's a bit hot still, so I'm just gonna leave that to chill down a bit before I put that in. Caved, and I decided with the matcha ones to put them straight away into the pots just because they were setting so quickly. But they look really good, and we'll see how I transport that later. And then you've got the oats here that I'll transfer later. So I'm thinking I'll put them all into pots and take them in that way and see how we can do that. I think if they're just like stacked neatly in a bag, it should work, but I think that's a problem for future me to deal with. Gonna get on with a morning of work and then I'll check back in with you, hopefully being able to bring you along to the warm space. We have arrived. Oh, he's so cute. Some people missing each other, but I do a lot of stuff that just means it's like very I'm such a sucker for just writing down everything that I need. And I try and do it as like a capsule wardrobe, but it never really works. I just get too like excited about the different like combinations of outfits. So I'm staying with her for a few days. I'm going to be there tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and leaving on Sunday. So the thing is, we've got quite a few things that we're doing within that time as well. I'm probably going to bring you along. On Friday, I'm getting another tattoo. I'll bring you along to that one. We're going back to Red Point Tattoo with Clara. I'll probably then book in with her again for another idea that I've got. So on Friday, going to go do that. I love walking so much. It's my headspace time. I will always choose to walk over getting the tube whenever I can. And I was invited to go try the secret sandwich shop, which I've actually had on my eat list for a very long time, but it's over in Notting Hill and I'm just never in that area when I'm in London. But on Friday, the only plan that I have is I've got like work to do in terms of like editing and content admin. So I thought, well, let's book in for that PR there, because they get in touch with me and they say, would you like to go? And I go, yeah, I can go on this date here. So on Friday, before my tattoo, I'm going to walk from my sister-in-law's house in Islington over to Notting Hill. I think it's like an hour and a half walk, but the weather is supposed to be so beautiful. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Like have a long walk over there and then go to Secret Sandwich Shop, have one of the amazing sandwiches there. Then I'm going to walk back over to Islington and go get my tattoo. And then on Saturday, I'm going out with my dad, Lawrence, and my dad's partner. We're going to go to a comedy store show. And I think we're going to have some dinner as well at Duck and Rice. So I kind of need something kind of casual but formal-ish kind of thing, like kind of nice, not just a hoodie and jeans, which is what I'll probably be wearing on Friday. And then on Sunday, we're going for lunch with Lawrence's parents. So again, I need a similar sort of outfit to Saturday to be like that. So normally I'll try and do capsule, but I think there are too many different scenarios here. I'm trying to reuse bits as much as possible so that I don't have to pack millions of different things. But I'll tend to like put everything into the outfits into a pile in the suitcase, so I know this is that outfit, that's that outfit, and I'll probably just tear this off and put it in there as well. I love a list as well. I'm such like a paper pen list person. Like if I have ideas, I'll probably just dump them into my notes on my phone, but if I have like things to do, I'm very much a write it off a list person. I think also because the weather is turning so much recently too, I kind of feel like I have to pack multiple different things just in case it decides to rain or it's a really beautiful day. So I'm just going to take a couple of different like long sleeve and short sleeve like top options. I also got some new trainers the other day as well. These like green Adidas ones. I'm surprised I don't own any green trainers already because green is my favourite colour, as you can see. I have a pair of red ones from M&S that I love, but this is my first pair of Adidas. They're the Sambas. I'm very excited to wear these, taking those along with me, which might be a bit dangerous taking a brand new pair of trainers, especially as I do walk so much. We could be experiencing some blisters, but I think I'm willing to take the risk. I found a solution to our packing. I have cut the packaging. I need to do it to the Matcha ones, but for the tiramisu ones, which by the way, this is so good with a bit of the yogurt on top. That'd be delicious. But I've cut this in half, so it means it sits in this tote bag that I have perfectly. Like, one of the areas is a little bit flimsy, but it does mean that they sit in the bag completely fine. And then also the focaccia. This is a kind of like Bombay potato focaccia. Sliced up some potatoes on that, put some curry sauce over it, some red onions. So I'm going to take that in as well. So that'll be a nice little savoury extra for people to have. We'll see you in the morning, bright and early. I'm getting the train very early to be able to get to the office, set this all up. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. That was quite a journey. Big suitcase, this bag with all the jars in. So heavy. I'm gonna go set up in the bar now. It's like half an hour before the office manager should get in. So really nice, like, quiet time in the office before it starts getting super busy. I kind of said to them that I think it'd be quite good to have brown paper all along here, and then we could like write on the brown paper as to what things are. So I think I'm gonna get going with finishing topping these up. Then hopefully by the time that I'm done that, the office managers will be in, and then we can like do the proper setup. We have our little sign here and the boxes. This is just incredible. We've got pain au chocolats, we've got croissants. This is my focaccia. This is ham and cheese croissants, hot cross buns, blueberry and custard brioche, cinnamon buns, matcha chia pudding, tiramisu overnight oats, apple juice, orange juice, spa water. Oh guys, this just looks so good. I'm now really intrigued to see what everyone gets. Ham and cheese croissant seems to be going down really well. The biggest adrenaline high from that. That was so much fun. We're gonna go get some lunch. I was actually asked by a place called the People Pleaser Salad if I wanted to come and have some like salad, some lunch from them on the house, which is so incredibly kind. I'm so grateful to always whenever there's any opportunity, it's so exciting. It's a little bit like, I sometimes feel frustrated because I don't live in London and I get the opportunity to try so many amazing restaurants. And I really want to be able to go to them so I can really give my honest opinion to you guys. So when I am in London, I really try and take advantage of it. So we're gonna go get some salad from People Pleaser Salad. And I'm really craving that as well. Like, this weather, glass of rosé, Caesar salad, bowl of chips, Diet Coke, glorious, glorious lunch.
Like, she's not sure.
Okay, we have Asya here from People Pleaser. Give your elevator pitch as to like what People Pleaser is.
Okay, so we are obsessed with salad. It's quite simple, and we just want everyone to love them as much as we do. They're not the underdogs because that's how they're seen. They could be very fun to eat, and they could be actually delicious. And that's all we're about, really. And obviously, nutritionally, we
all balanced, like good ingredients.
Exactly. We have deliveries coming in for our produce every single day. Our salmon is coming from Loch Duard, who is like they're the first sustainable fishing in the world.
Amazing.
We try to be obviously very sustainable in everything we do, but also very fresh. Everything is being made here. All our dressings, So.
And it speaks so like many volumes of like how busy it is, all that kind of stuff. And you were saying that I should get the people pleaser,
Yes,
which is like the classic.
Exactly.
Oh, you were saying it's like candied pecan.
Candied pecan, yes, and feta, and well, it's quite good.
Yeah, good.
Our teriyaki tofu is also one of
Yeah, because you're saying the tofu is like really
Yes.
good, so we should go for that.
Exactly. And also like Chicago ranch is also a favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have a look.
Thai crunch sounds incredible as
Yes,
well.
that's obviously a bit more like Asian flavors.
Yeah.
Like spicy peanut dressing.
I'm happy to go with whatever you recommend.
Okay.
If you're in this kind of area, like what would you even say this area is? It's
Like very close to Old Street.
yeah, like, kind of like Bank, in between Bank and Old Street, kind of
Barbican.
like. Yeah.
So,
and there's so many other like food places as well around, so you can come get a
Exactly.
salad from here, and you can come get like a little bit from there, like very good foodie spot here. I'll put the link below to the website, all that kind of stuff.
White Cross Street Market.
There you go. Oh yeah, that's it. White Cross Street Market.
Yeah.
So good. We'll link it below. I am fully obsessed with Asa. She is just doing so many amazing cool things. They're doing so well. It's so lovely to see. We're actually talking about all the events that she's planning on doing, and I was like saying that I had an idea I wanted to do a book club, kind of similar to Tanya Burr's book club, where the concept that I had was to read a book of fiction, and like it'd be a ticketed event, so we like sell tickets through Eventbrite, but like not like crazy amount, like what, £25 a person or something, I don't know, I'd need to like look into what that would be, but a ticketed event where we all read a book, something of fiction, and then everyone has to find a food link within that book. And then what we'll do as well is we'll then create a salad that's linked to the food link as well. And then you'd come to the shop, would have it all like set up like a dinner party, like a supper club kind of thing, and we can talk about the book, we can have like the food that's linked to it, everyone can write out their recipes on the recipe cards. Even if you were to buy something that you saw in the book, I just think it'd be such a fun idea. If you'd be down for something like that, let me know, because I really want to start doing some events with everyone, because the community that we have is so lovely. I just love everyone so much. I want to meet you all, and I think it'd be a really fun thing to be able to start doing in-person events. So yeah, let me know below if that's something that you would like to do, because I'd love to do that. But anyway, we've got some very good salads. We've got here, this is the chicken, what's this? The chicken halloumi. I've now forgotten which each of them are. We've got the salmon Thai bowl. This is a halloumi one with tofu. That's the, which one's this? I actually wrote them all down on my phone. Hold on. Okay, so we've got the teriyaki tofu. That's £9.80. All of these are like under a tenner, which I think is really good for like the size that you get and the fact that it's central London. So you've got the teriyaki tofu that's got like romaine hearts, cherry tomatoes, avocado, cabbage, quinoa, broccoli, edamame, seeds, peanut dressing. And then what's the other ones? The Thai crunch, kale, slaw, rice, crispy shallots, chickpeas, coriander, triple seeds, peanuts, spicy peanut dressing, and honey glazed salmon. That is £5.90 without the salmon, and then £4.90 extra with the salmon. The other one is the people pleaser, £6.50, and it says add chicken for £8.40. That's got like feta, cabbage, kale, apples, spiced maple pecans, turmeric, sweet potatoes, balsamic vinaigrette. Right, verdict. The Thai crunch salmon one. Whoa, that was by far my favourite. They're all delicious. Like if you're after a proper good ingredient salad, highly recommend. What Ash is doing there is just, like I say, it's just like the best thing. She's like such a sweet soul, and they're obviously doing so well. It's so nice to see. We head back to the office now. I might now see you tomorrow actually, because the rest of today is just a day at the office. So I'll probably see you tomorrow. So we'll see you then. It is not as sunny today, which is a real shame, because this was my pottering around London day, but it's still lovely temperature. Still don't need a coat, but I've got a cardigan on. So I had someone comment on one of my TikToks saying that I think you'd really suit a septum piercing, which is like the little tiny one underneath your nose. Now I already have 2 like double nose rings and a smiley piercing, and I actually got the smiley because I wanted the septum, but I didn't know if it would look too much with the nose rings. I thought a smiley would be better because it's not out all the time, it only shows when I smile. So I decided to get a smiley done instead of a septum, and all I needed was that one person to say, I think you'd look good doing this. So I was like, yep, fine, sorted, we'll go get that done. But there's a place called Maria Tash. The reason I want to go there is because normally when you go to a tattoo shop and get a piercing, they have to pierce it with a really chunky stainless, I mean I think you can get them in gold as well, but like really chunky hoop. And I want a cute little dainty one from like the set go, because I just don't want that period in between. So I'm really hoping by going to Maria Tash, they'll be able to pierce it with a small little dainty one, because they're not like cheap. The actual piercing only costs something like 35 quid, but the studs that they do vary from like £100 onwards, so I don't even know what this could end up costing. So I thought, let's book in. They had so many appointments available, I didn't have to put down a deposit or anything. Let's book in, have a conversation with them, see if I can get a nice little like dainty one. If we can, we're gonna get the septum pierced today, which also, I know, I got inside my head this morning about how much it will hurt. The smiley hurt a little bit, just anything to do with your nose, you know, like even if you've got like a spot on your nose or something, it just hurts a lot. We're on our way now. I'm actually running late. I popped at Jolene. That classic case of running late but still managed to get a pastry and a coffee. Jolene's a really good pastry spot in North London, Islington by the way. I've got a ham and cheese croissant. I also got a maple and pecan one as well. Power walking over to Liberty now. Let's see if I can beat Google Maps, because I always try to beat Google Maps by at least 10%. Right now, it's saying my arrival time is 20 past 11 and my appointment is at 11. Let's see how late I end up being. 11:02 and I'm literally a minute away, so I managed to shave off 18 minutes from that walk. I did have to take the cardigan off. If I was going to be like the 20 minutes late that I would have been, I would have hopped on the bus, but I knew I'd be fine. But now I am actually gonna have to find it in the hall as well. I'll probably end up being 5 minutes late.
This stuff doesn't smell horrific, but yeah, it's an acquired smell. There's definitely worse things you can have stuck up your nose. I found my septum easier than my nostril. Okay. There's definitely a lot more tears, but it's not quite as stinging. Okay, fine. Almost like it's like a numbing sort of feeling on the tip of your nose. Okay. It's yeah. Downside is where your head's going to be sort of slightly upside down. The tears do have a habit of looking like an emotional breakdown.
Sure. That's something I'm very much used to.
You feel okay?
Yeah.
Still alive?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Beautiful. You are all done. If you want to sit up slowly, have a peek in the mirror. I think you'll like it.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Here we go. And I don't think it looks I was just so worried it would be too much.
Really
Thank you so much. Someone said it on my TikTok that I should get my septum, and I've wanted it done for so long, but I was like, okay. Like one person.
It'll take long at all.
Yeah. This is Kieran, by the way. Lovely, lovely piercer from Maria Tash. Thank you so much. You've been amazing. Very good, thank you. I am fully obsessed. I am so glad. This is exactly what I hoped it would look like, and and I'm really, really glad that I did go to Maria Tash. It was expensive. It was like, yeah, £215 to get the piercing and the actual piercing. My viewpoint was always I wanted it to be dainty straight away, and when I've been to like my local piercer and it would have cost like £40, they have put quite a chunky one in and you have to be with that for a really long time, and I just wanted a small little dainty one. I think investing in something it's going to be in my nose the whole time. Like these two piercings here, they are not solid gold. One of them the plating has rubbed off, the other one actually the plating has stayed quite good, but it has made me realise that I need to eventually replace these two rings with solid gold ones so that they do last. Like it's going to be in my nose all the time. I don't take them out. We have arrived. This is the secret sandwich shop. We've got quite a good menu here as well. I was told that the honey mustard chicken is a really good seller. So you've got honey mustard, chopped chicken, red Leicester, tomato, lettuce, Kewpie mayo. Also the 7th Avenue is apparently one of their best sellers. So it's kind of like a Reuben, like Swiss cheese, pastrami, krauts, crispy shallots, pickles, lettuce, French mustard, kewpie mayo, and then I also ordered the egg salad. I actually have never had a shop bought egg sandwich, but I love making them at home, so I think this is the place to have that. I will say, vibe here is a bit chaotic. I get overstimulated very easily, and it's quite dark and loud in here. So when they said, oh, do you want to have it to eat in or take away, I was straight, I'd like it to take away. I'm going to go sit in a park and have it in like a calm environment. Each of these are like between 10 and 12 pounds. So a pricey sandwich, kind of like the same as what we had in Manchester at Bada Bing. I do feel like when you're going to have a sandwich like this, it's always going to be around that price. But you're paying for quality ingredients and like the filling, you know. Sandwich verdict. I've just done a little review for TikTok. This here is the honey mustard chicken. The bread is delicious. This does make me think I need to get on my like soft bread making game. I always have sourdough, but I think for a sandwich you do want that like pillowy bread. So I do think the bread on this is really, really good. The amount of ingredients and the quality of ingredients, good. Flavour though, it doesn't really taste like honey mustard to me. It just tastes like a chicken mayo sandwich. It's pleasant, but for me, I don't know if that's worth the price point. And then this is the egg mayo here. Again, filled really well. The bread's really great, nice ingredients. I think it is lacking in a bit of other flavour and also texture. The guy who owns Secret Sandwich Shop, he actually said on MasterChef once before, because he was one of the, not contestants, he went in and gave a brief to, I don't know if it was on the professionals or on the amateurs. I think it was maybe on the amateurs a few years ago. And he said to be able to build out the perfect sandwich, you should have like hot, cold, sweet, sour, soft, crunchy. And this sandwich doesn't have any crunch. I think that, you know those Torres crisps, the fried egg flavour? I think if he put that in there, and also if there were like some chives and some spring onion running through the egg to give it a little bit more acridy, oniony kind of taste, I think that would work better. Pleasant sandwich, but not really worth the price point. This one here though, this was the TLC, pastrami, Swiss cheese. This was really good. This was like my favourite one out of all of them, and I would recommend that one. I don't know, like it's a tricky one because this is a PR. I do always feel quite like bad, like not giving my honest opinion, because I'm really fortunate that I get to do this. But I do also want to be honest with people, and I have had this one on my list for a really long time, so I think that's tainting my opinion just a tiny bit because I had such high expectations for it. But essentially, I personally wouldn't return. I would recommend though, only if you're in the area. So if you're in Notting Hill and you want to get like a sandwich and maybe go sit in a park and eat it, because I wouldn't recommend the vibe, I think it's worth going to, but I think don't go out of your way to go would be my opinion. I feel bad saying that, but yeah, that's my opinion of it. Tasty sandwiches. If you're here and you need a sandwich, go. But don't make a special trip. Back at Red Point, and we've got the stencils here ready. I'll actually show you now as we're putting them on, because this is a fun one. I'm very excited for this.
Just relax your knees if you can.
Yeah. I genuinely thought this would be a quick tattoo because it's just a couple of words, but Clara and I have been like repositioning the words on my knees for like an hour now, just to make sure they're even, but we've finally got there. We've got bread and butter. So if you're looking at that and you think that looks wonky, no you don't. You don't think it's wonky, it looks perfect. It's on me for life. We've spent an hour dealing with that. It's fine. There you go, all done, bread and butter. Very good. All done. True to form, I have booked in with Clara again for another one. I really want to have some leg pieces. I've had ideas for ages that I wanted to do, and I'm just like, let's just do them. So I've booked in again with her for about 6 weeks time or something. I feel like this next one will be the last one, because it's the last solid idea I have. I think after that, all I'll be doing is adding little bits here and there, especially like when we go travelling. We normally get a tattoo when we go away. So I'll be adding to it gradually from then. I'll pick back up with you tomorrow. Lawrence is coming and joining us. We're gonna have some lunch, and then we're meeting my dad and his partner to go to the Comedy Store, which I don't think I'll be able to get footage of in the Comedy Store. But I may be able to get footage of when we go out for food afterwards. We're going to a place called Duck and Rice in Soho. Oh, that place, if you haven't been, really recommend it. It's such a good, nice location. A very good like date night place. Gluten morning, bread buddies. It is another like super sunny day in London today. I feel bad that the weather really impacts my outlook and attitude and aura as much as it does, because when it's a grey day I do just feel really like slump. When it's a day like today, it is absolutely glorious. I really want to like matcha. I don't know why, I just like the ceremony of it. I really love a good cup of coffee or even a good cup of tea. I love that kind of slow paced morning situation, and I love finding rituals and drinks that aren't related to alcoholic drinks. So I kind of really want to get into liking matcha for the reason of it'd be nice to try and seek out good matcha spots when we go travelling. When we were in Brighton, I got a matcha from that Japanese bakery, Ikigai, and I would have said that is the ultimate place to have a matcha. She like weighed it all out, she whisked it, and it was like a really authentic Japanese cafe. So if I don't like, and it was a honey one as well, so there was sweetener in it. I had a few messages on Instagram saying that put vanilla in it will make a difference. But I just think if I had it in that like beautiful little Japanese cafe and didn't like it, surely that's the best. That's the pinnacle, isn't it? But then I think to myself, I used to hate beer. I used to hate coffee, but I used to hate beer. And I disliked it until we went to South Korea and Japan. I had Height Light, so it's kind of like my gateway drug into liking beer, because I tried it, I was like, oh, that's not bad. And I paired it with like the fatty, salty, spicy food that was all in Korea and Japan. And before I knew it, I was like, oh, actually let's try Corona. Again, that's kind of like a weaker beer, less like hardcore beer. But now I love IPAs and I love strong beers now. I wonder, is it a case of I have these matchas from places that maybe do have a little bit more syrups and things like that in it, with the hope of weaning the syrups out and eventually liking the taste of matcha? I don't know. And then I think to myself, why am I trying to force it? Why am I trying to force myself liking it? I thought I'd pop out this morning. Down the road from my sister-in-law's house, there's a Blank Street coffee, and everyone always raves about that one where it's got, is it strawberry or cherries in it? But everyone always raves about it, so I thought, let's go try the Blank Street matcha and we'll see what it's like. Oh my gosh, I did not think I'd be rambling on for 5 minutes about matcha, but here we are. Let's keep positive. I'm gonna love this. So we've gone for the white chocolate, although the blueberry one was also recommended. £3.90, but to take away £4.40. Let's see. We're doing white chocolate first. The vibe in here is really good, like it's really lovely, and the service is amazing. So I think even if I don't like the white chocolate, I'm going to come back and try the blueberry. We have the matcha. They were so nice in there. I would definitely return it, even just to get normal coffee from there. Okay, let's try this. This is the white chocolate one. That's good. That's tasty. I would get this again. Like, it's got a slight grassiness to it, but in a good way. It does taste very sweet, but that is nice. That is really good. I feel like I will go back to Blank Street and try the blueberry one. Okay, all right. Maybe I get this kind of thing and then gradually get them to reduce the amount of like sugar in it so that I can hopefully like matcha on its own. We'll continue this matcha journey together and see. But this one is good. If you're on the fence like I am about matcha and you want to like it, the white chocolate one from Blank Street is pretty delicious. I'm so sorry, I kind of left you high and dry yesterday when we went into town because I hadn't seen Lawrence in a few days because I've been staying here at my sister-in-law's. we had so much to like catch up on. And then we went over to the Comedy Store. It can be a little bit hit and miss. Obviously you sometimes don't know what comics you're going to get if you're not going to see a particular comic. And the 4 that were in this set, they were so good. It was a really, really lovely night. This was actually a Christmas gift that we got for my dad's partner, and we then followed that by going to Duck and Rice. I'm so sorry that I didn't really get much there, because if you've not been to Duck and Rice, oh my gosh, it is one of my favourite places in Soho. The food is always great. It's a little bit of a glitzy vibe. I'm not sure I really like how, for me, I'm not a massive fan of how the interior is. It can feel a little bit glitzy. The service is always incredible. The food is amazing. We had some hargao, which is my favourite kind of dumpling, so delicious. And then we also had some crispy prawn wontons, and the prawns within these hargao and wontons were chunky, like super chunky, so good. What else did we have? We had the chicken wings. They're tiny. I showed a clip of it. They're so small, but for me, they're my perfect ever kind of chicken wing. They are just so crispy, juicy, fall off the bone. They have this beautiful vinegar dipping sauce with it as well, which is just incredible. What else did we get? We got the Duck and Rice, which is really lovely. Like, it's just a really beautiful crispy skin, as like Cantonese style, over some beautiful rice. We had that. I said to our waiter, actually, Hannah, who was so lovely, can you do a wild card dish for us? Your favourite. Happy to have whatever you kind of want. Around, like, everything there is priced really around the £20 mark. You know, it's not cheap. I said, you know, obviously don't pick us the lobster, which was like £70. I was like, if you could pick us maybe something around like the 20 to £25 mark, your favourite one. I've never done that before with waiter, but I think actually I might start doing that. It's quite a fun thing to do, especially as Lawrence and I do eat everything. I think I might start doing that. I think it was really fun. And she brought out, it was the beef and black bean, which was delicious. We also got the chicken chow mein, which was amazing. Oh, we also got the honey cashew as well. But yeah, if you've not been to Duck and Rice in Soho, 110% recommend. I will probably go back and do a proper review of it. It's one of my go-to places when I need to have somewhere to go with friends or family when you just want something a little bit more upscale, I guess. Really recommend. And today I'm heading back home with Lawrence. Thank you so much for joining on another vlog. I really hope you liked this one. If you did and you want to see more of the breakfast clubs that I do at work, let me know, because it was a lot of fun bringing you along to that one. I'd like to try and do as many as possible before I take my sabbatical. Have a beautiful, beautiful week, whatever you're doing. Let me know what your peak of the week has been as well. Oh my gosh, that bronzer there needs to be sorted out. Let me know as well what your peak of the week has been. Thank you again for joining. I really, really appreciate you being here. I love doing these long form vlogs for you guys so much. I have no idea how long this one's going to be actually, because I think that I've talked a lot to you guys and there was quite a lot to share with like the breakfast club at work and stuff. So hopefully this wasn't too long and you enjoyed the whole thing. Thank you so much. See you in the next vlog. Have a great week. Bye.